little bit disappointed with the finish, but, it's always not easy when you're on the road. We played against a desperate Carlton side tonight, and we got a good win, so can't do much more than that, I guess.
And the turnover game seemed to really stand out. I think 66 of your first 75 points came from that score source. Was that a focus on with that pressure?
Yeah, our forward half pressure was great. We had a lot of forward half turnovers tonight, and that's 29, so that's a really good number. 11 in that third quarter when we had total dominance. So great work by the forwards and great work by the mid squeezing into our forward line and creating that sort of environment, and we were able to clean it up when it hit the ground.
Was that one of the most playing defence, keeping Charlie Curnow to one goal after a 9-goal game last week? He must be wrapped with how he's playing this season, not just tonight.
Yep, he's going really well, isn't he? And we needed some of our young blokes to step up, and Jack's been around for a while now. He's such a big man and he's so athletic, and I just thought he did an amazing job tonight. He was helped by his teammates because a lot of the time the delivery that they got into their forward line wasn't first class, so that helped. But Jack had to play on him, and it's a big ask. We backed him in and he got the job done, so hopefully his confidence grows again.
Was that one of the most pleasing defensive displays you've seen from the side, considering who the guys are up against?
Yeah, I thought so, particularly as I said during those middle quarters of the game. It was very, very good. But they've been able to score heavily. They kicked 150 odd points last week, and we kicked them to 19 shots tonight. So that's a positive result.
It's the best game we've seen Josh Dunkley play since he moved to your club. Can you talk us through the role he played tonight? He spent a lot of time on Patrick Cripps and stoppage.
I've just got to say it's one of the great games I've ever seen. If you weigh it all up, he played on Cripps all night. He had 33 touches, he had 13 tackles, and he kept Cripps to a quiet game. I would have settled for Cripps having a quiet game, to be honest with you, but Josh's influence on the contest was exceptional, and his leadership since he's been at the club has been outstanding. He's happy to roll his sleeves up and do a role for the team, and he sets a great example to everybody else in that regard. I mean, he studied Cripps all week. We just thought pretty important player to him, and Josh did one of the really great defensive and offensive performances, I reckon.
We don't see him on that Friday. Can you just take us inside his preparation and what goes into performing like he did tonight?
Yeah, he's just one of those professional players. He comes in on a Monday, he does his recovery really well, he studies his opponent and vision of his opponent religiously, more than most. He eats well, he trains hard, he works hard in the gym, he's a great person around the footy club. Our recruiters deserve a pat on the back for getting Josh Dunkley to our club. He's made an enormous difference, and he should feel proud of his effort tonight.
Chris, I mean, a lot goes into a win, not just one matchup, but how significant do you think that matchup was tonight, Dunkley or Cripps?
Well, it's big. He's a captain and he's their leader, so it means a fair bit to get that done. Other blokes did jobs tonight as well, and played their roles, but that was the big one, and he was really keen to do it too. It wasn't like, oh no, I've got Cripps. It's like, oh no, I want that challenge, and he took it right up to him.
Is that kind of what when you recruited him last year, is that what you sort of looked at? These are the real attributes that we want to bring into the club?
Yeah, if you watched him play, you could see that's how he was. He enjoys tackling someone as much as he enjoys getting a kick. They're rare beasts. I think hopefully he stays fit and healthy, and we'll be the beneficiaries of all those great qualities that he has.
Just on Payne, I mean, Adams goes down, Gardner goes down. Just the way he sort of answered the challenge so amazingly well in the first third of the season. From that perspective, that must be really pleasing for you as well.
Yeah, it just goes to show sometimes all you need is an opportunity, and that's probably what Jack got. I mean, if Marcus Adams was fit and well, and if Darcy Gardner was fit and well at the start of the year, then maybe Jack would have been in a contest for that third tall defender role, but that wasn't the case. And he played well in finals last year, and he's followed up again now. So I think he just is like a lot of young fellows. They just need to feel that sense of belonging, that they can play at the level, and then their confidence rises. you know, he's worked hard on his game. He's worked hard on his mental approach to the game as well, and you can see that. So, no, pleased for Jack. It's important for us that someone stood up, and he looks like he could become one of the really good defenders in the competition. There's a long way to go in his career, but all the signs are good at the moment.
You saw Coleman out of the game. It looked like he had a hamstring concern at one point. Has he had an issue with his hammy?
No, he's got he had cramp. He had a bad cramp he couldn't get rid of. I don't think he drinks enough water during the day. I had a word to him about that.
To get the win on the road without Zorko and Rich, your two most experienced players, how important is that?
Well, when you travel every second week, wins on the road, you've just got to be good at getting those. Otherwise, you don't get to play finals. So I think 3 of our last 4 games have been on the road, albeit the Mount Barker one was equal because both teams were on the road. But yeah, the win in Canberra against the Giants and to come here tonight are a pretty important part of your season. You know, you want to play really well at home, but you've got to win on the road. So we set ourselves to do that tonight. We actually talked about that coming into the game, how important it is, especially on the big stage Friday night, Carlton. A lot to play for. Bit of an 8-point game, sort of, in the early part of the year. So, yeah, the boys set themselves and did well.
You've now won your last 5, and heading into the weekend, you find yourself at the moment on top of the ladder. Given the last couple of years, do you sort of sense a real steely resolve amongst the group about this year?
Oh, it's probably early to tell, but I think they're a different group. I mean, in life you just got to go through experiences, and sometimes you have to fail in order to learn how to win. And not that we've been a failure the last 4 years, we've been really good, but we just haven't been able to get right to the end. It's months away though, but the signs are positive at the moment. But you just got to play with that intensity week in, week out, and have a bit of luck with injuries and all those sorts of things. So I wouldn't make the early call on that, but I think we are a tougher footy team than we have been.
Does that come down to just like those experiences that we talked about? Is that mental toughness?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, my experience over the years, even with the Hawthorn group we had, they won a flag in 2008, but it took until 2013 to win the next one, and a few disappointments in between. But they're the sort of things that harden you and make you want to improve. So we've been going through that for the last 4 years, and we'll keep going through it again this year, and we'll see how we are come the end of the year.
We've seen Will Lashcroft for the first 2 months. We need to manage his load across his debut season. Obviously, just a teenager. Do you think you'll need to manage him at times this year?
Yeah, potentially. I mean, he's one of those guys that, he never wants to take a shortcut. He trains hard, does extras. So, and I'm still getting to know him, and as are all the coaches. So yeah, we'll just monitor him and make sure we look after him well. Thanks, guys.